Welcome back. Let's get into this section. And the very first thing I want to talk about is mindset. You see, the biggest mistake that we make going into an interview is that, thinking that this is your only chance. The way you walk into an interview is to walk in knowing that you have many other opportunities. This is just one of them. It's not do or die. It's not pass or fail. If this interview goes wrong and you don't get the job, your life isn't over. So first and foremost, treat everything as a learning experience. And what I mean by that is you go into the interview, whether it's a phone interview or an on-site interview, not expecting a job, not hoping for a job. Don't hope for anything at all. Just go to learn, to see where your weaknesses are, to learn about a company. You just want to see how good you are at interviews. So that's the key. This is not your only chance. And if you go into that already, you're going to be less nervous. You're going to be more comfortable. It's going to help you out a lot. I know it's silly. I know it's one of those things that we all know, but really do that. Don't go into an interview nervous and thinking that, you know what, if I don't get this, then I'm not good enough. No, this is just another practice, another day at the office. You just trying to get to where you want to be next. Now, what about when you actually go into the interview for the first time? And this is where interviewing is very similar to dating. Your interviewer is more likely to be excited about interviewing you if you're excited as well. Because sometimes the interviewers are people from human resources that do this every single day, or it could be other coders that are just taking time out of their day to interview you. So you want to make this exciting and fun for them. It's not all about you, it's also about them as well. And they want to see if they want to work with you. This is a little trick that it sounds silly, but it really, really does work. Your goal is to enter the room with a lot of energy, being happy, excited to be there. And this is a classic psychological technique where humans, when we interact with each other, we match each other's energy and energy level. So if you're excited, if you're walking in there with a big smile, ready to get the interview going, it's also going to jolt the interviewer to say, all right, let's do this, let's have fun, instead of just going there nervous and scary, because the interviewer is going to match your energy. So this is the trick. Before you open that door, say to yourself, I'm about to go meet a really good friend, like you've known them for years. And by acting like that, you're going to make the interviewer like you more. Again, it sounds silly, but it is a proven psychological technique. Not only that, but excitement is a signal that you actually want this job. So again, you're walking in, about to meet your best friend, and you're trying to make the interviewer's day, not bore them to death. And an interviewer wants to ask or answer 3 questions during this interview. The first one we know, can you do the job? Do you actually have the skills necessary? But this isn't the only question. You also have, can I work with you? Is this the type of person that I want to be coworkers with? Are they going to be fun to be around? And this is a very important question that gets answered during these non-technical questions. And then the third one is, are you going to improve? Because most of the times when you get hired, you're not going to be 100% perfect match for them. On your first day, on your first week, the first month, you're learning on the job and learning their ways, how their code bases work, how their best practices works, and you're constantly improving. And they're looking for people that can adapt quickly and learn, and a year from now become a really valuable asset. The first question, can you do the job? We're prepared for that because we know how to answer difficult technical questions. But these other 2, we haven't really talked about them. And again, that's what we're going to cover here. We're going to have the interviewer say yes to both of these last 2 questions. This is what we call behavioral question. Can I work with this person? Is this person going to be fun to work with? And are they the type of person that's constantly improving, that's going to become better and better? How do we do this? For the rest of the section, I want you to keep in mind these 4 figures, what I call the 4 heroes. And I know it's silly, it's going to be a little cartoonish, but this way, hopefully you remember this. You see, before you enter the interview, you have to have somewhere between 2 to 4 stories prepared. that I call the 4 heroes. And it has to demonstrate to the interviewer that you have these 4 hero qualities that they're looking for. The first one is technical. You want to have a story prepared about your past experience. Maybe you worked on a really difficult project or a personal project that is going to impress the interviewer. A story just for yourself that you know a lot about because you've worked on it, and something that shows the interviewer as soon as you tell the story that, oh, this person is really technical and knows their stuff. So that's when we build that 1 to 2 big project in our portfolio that we talked about at the beginning of the course. That's when this comes in. So you want to demonstrate that you're very technical and smart. That's the first hero. The second one, success. And this hero story shows you that you're a successful person. If you built something, what did you do? Did you maybe start a little app that turned out to be quite successful and it got a lot of users? Maybe at your past job, you got promoted to a senior level position. You want to have some sort of story that shows you that you're a successful person, not a person that never succeeds in any job. The next one is leadership. Are you the type of person that takes charge, doesn't get told what to do all the time, and can be left on their own? Do you have leadership qualities? And then the last one is challenge. And challenge is they want to hear a story of you going through some really challenging things, maybe a challenging technical problem that you had on a project and how you overcame it. Because you're a type of person that when presented with something that is really difficult, that has no clear solution, you can overcome it. When left alone, you can overcome any challenge. And these 4 stories are going to be specific to you. So I can't really give you a story to tell the interviewer. Look in your past experiences, and I guarantee you, no matter what level of experience you have, you'll have some stories from your past. It could be from work, it could be from projects, it could be from other things, where you're able to demonstrate these 4 heroes. The rest of this section, the answers we're going to give, what we're going to talk about, are all going to demonstrate these 4 heroes. We're not going to say to the interviewer, oh, I'm a very successful person because I did this. No, we're going to tell these stories that we have. Remember, 2 to 4 stories that demonstrate these hero values. And we're going to tell these stories, and the interviewer is going to get that we have these 4 qualities, these 4 heroes, just through the stories. And if you have these stories prepared before the interview, well, then you can always, depending on what question you get asked, you can always answer these questions with some sort of these stories that you have, because these stories are already prepared for you. This is where I say that all non-technical interviews sound the same, because you have these stories prepared and you just change them up a bit to answer the specific question, but deep down inside, you're just demonstrating these qualities. Remember, these qualities are the qualities that we have to answer the last 2 questions. And that is, can I work with this person? And are you going to improve? So let's get into it and answer some questions that we might get asked in an interview. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.